Hello, my name is Michael Matar, and I'm the team lead for the Gliese-514b team, and our project is the Flying Unmanned Ground Vehicle. Basically, what that is an unmanned ground vehicle with drone arms so that it can fly, and it's also autonomous in our case. And here's a picture of our 3D model and what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, we failed to meet the deadline, so that's not what it looks like right now. Here's a current progress photo. Please note the arms are just for testing purposes. They will actually look like that. Those are off-the-shelf parts that we could scrounge up in the meantime. We failed to meet the deadline for a number of reasons that are all outlined in our report, but the biggest issue by far was ran into a lot of procurement issues with ordering parts and getting parts in time that pushed our schedule back very far. Basically, it was irrecoverable at that point. We didn't get everything we needed until like early March. And at that point, we were still on our first design revision. So yeah, we had a lot of changes to make and we had a lot more parts. Not a lot, but we had a few more parts we need to order to get everything built and put together. And we just didn't have enough time to do all that. So maybe to avoid this in the future, what we can do is maybe try to have more thorough design reviews and revisions so that when we actually are ready to order parts and stuff, we can just get it all at once and be 100% sure that it's going to work. That would definitely have probably gotten us way closer to the deadline. We probably still wouldn't have made it, but it wouldn't gotten us a lot closer. And yeah, now I'm going to pass it to my teammates to let you know what they did.
Hello, my name is Jen Sloan and I am part of the Flying UGV project. In this project, I was part of the software team. I mostly focused on teaching my peers on how to use Linux ArduPilot and configuring that with the Navio 2. I also helped design the framework for our software team in addition to choosing what parts and what programs we would use for this project. This means that I was mostly focused on our flight simulator, which was used using ArduPilot. I focused mostly on Linux integration and being able to create flying capabilities for our drone.
Joshua Paul, and my contribution was primarily with the sensors. These were the 360 LiDAR, the ultrasonic sensors, and the camera. Mainly it had to do with connecting the sensors with the Navio and then finding the output for them.
Hi, I'm Cedric J. Toledo. I was mainly part of the sensors team, which composed of me and Joshua and Timothy. I was mainly focusing on the ultra sensors part, which is part of the autonomous subsystem for the Flying UGV.
Hi, my name is Timothy. I was part of the sensors team. I helped to identify how the LiDAR, ultrasonic, and a camera paired with the OpenCV library components could help to make our drone autonomous.
I worked on the software part a little bit, then I worked on the switching issue due to we were trying to use both ArduCopter and ArduRover, and there was a switching issue because the firmware had to be switched back and forth without us touching the hardware.
We had to basically build all the codes that we found into the Navio and Raspberry Pi, mostly the Raspberry Pi. But we did go into the Navio and we chose the ArduCopter part of it to make sure that it would run as a copter. And then we did the whole process for it where we made sure that the directory was installed onto the Raspberry Pi, not necessarily like working it. And then we restarted the process with the rover to make sure that we also had the directory on the Raspberry Pi. But we ran into the same problem of it not working properly, so we couldn't get it to actually start driving or flying.